people are. I think there's already a turkey leg planned. I heard mashed potatoes, corn. What else do we have on the menu? Any other ideas already in play? Nothing? Brussels sprouts? Okay. I'm not just agreeing. I'm not saying we will. I say okay. I say okay, and then we think. Oh, I heard cranberry sauce, Brussels sprouts, cornbread, mac and cheese. Oh, easy. Somebody's hungry. Okay, so we'll get to that part of the process, but we're not there yet. So, have any of you seen glass blowing before here at Third Degree or elsewhere? No? First timers? Couple people? God, it's cold right here. Aren't you guys freezing? Let me shut this door. Ethan, what are you starting on, just so I have some idea? All right, so Ethan, this is Ethan. Let's say hi to Ethan, everybody. So Ethan has taken the turkey leg upon himself, and it'll take him a little while to produce that turkey leg. I think Jeremy is going to start on the plate. Jeremy is the guy in the middle with the baseball hat on. And I'll do my best to explain the process while we're going. There's going to be so much going on that I'll have plenty of opportunity to tell you about various things. One thing that's happening right now, Ethan has a blob of clear glass, that's the technical term, blob. And he's adding color to it, and I'll show you. Are you going right back into that, or are you going to the other? All right. So there's a couple of ways that we can add color to glass. One is by using what we call frit. This is a crushed colored glass. Colored glass is made by adding metal oxides to clear glass. We don't make it here. We buy it, so it comes to us in a bag, literally in this form. And in this case, we take that hot clear glass, this, by the way, is clear, and we literally just, if I were to stick that on there, it would stick to the surface, as I like to tell the kids, like sprinkles on a cupcake. All right? So, Ethan has started off with a lovely, well, what else would I say other than turkey meat color, light tobacco is the actual color name. I'll show them the bag. So since you guys can't see what he's doing over there, this is the first color that he's using. It's supposed to kind of look like, turkey. And then he's got that dark brown that I showed you would be like the turkey skin, a lovely brown, basted turkey skin. Meanwhile, Jeremy has taken his first gather on a blowpipe, and he's got a bubble started. So this plate, I said the plate wasn't that exciting, but it is kind of exciting. Plates are fun to make, and it will be fun to watch him make the plate. I didn't mean to discount his activity. It's probably the hardest part.
I'm gonna try something I've only done twice.
Okay.
I was gonna put a big ring foot on the bottom.
Oh, a big foot. So a big ring as a base on this plate. All right, cool. So, yeah, so Jeremy has a lot of experience with ceramics as well as glass, and he's going to use a technique that's similar to something he does with ceramics. So I was going to show you guys a blowpipe. This is a standard blowpipe. They're made of steel or stainless steel. We always get asked, doesn't that thing get hot? You're heating up things in a furnace that's over 2,000 degrees. The answer is yes. It gets hot to about right there. You can see the color change in the pipe. So usually when we're working, this is about how we hold that. If it does get too hot, if the heat kind of transfers up in here, we can just cool it off with this handy-dandy contraption. It's got a little pump in it, the foot pedal, and a battery, and we can just cool it off. All right, so Jeremy's got what we call the first gather of glass. It's just one gather out of the furnace. The furnace is a 24-inch crucible inside of there. It's a pot made of a ceramic material. Holds about 300 pounds of molten clear glass. When it comes out of there, what looks like bright orange material is in fact clear. It's just glowing because it's 2,000 degrees. And that pipe did get hot. You can see the steam coming off of it, so he's cooling it off, making it easier to handle. So in glass blowing, we can only get so much out of the furnace at one time, so we have to build up layers in order to get enough mass to make whatever the object is we're trying to make. Ethan's over there stretching out the glass to make his turkey leg. So he's starting with what would be sort of like the bone of the turkey leg. And there's going to be so much going on, it's going to be hard for me to keep up at least. Okay, Jeremy added some frit. What color is that, Jeremy?
Dark olive brown.
Oh, a lovely olive brown dinner plate. Perfect. So you can probably feel the heat from where you're seated. It's crazy. Okay, so that's that first layer of color. Is going to go back to the reheating oven, which is called the glory hole in the glass blowing world. And he's going to heat that thing up and melt that color in. Have any of you seen the series on Netflix called Blown Away? Pretty awesome, right? This is the real life version. We've been here for 19 years. They're just 2 years old, so it's not getting too much credit. We actually had Yanush from the first season here in 2020, right in January 2020. Came in, did a guest lecture and demonstration, and he was a really great guy, and as we all know, he should have won. So, just saying. Not trying to get political or anything, but all right. So, and tonight's they're dropping the Christmas special of Blown Away. And if you haven't watched it, it's an amazing show. It's a reality TV show about glass blowing. Starts off with either 10 or 12 glass artists, and they do competitions, kind of like all the cooking shows, where they each get a challenge, and then they have to create something that hits all the criteria. All right, Jess, what are you working on? Jess is working on the cranberry sauce. So my guess is she's got a cranberry-colored glass that she's added to her clear. And we'll see how that all develops. Okay, Jeremy has heated up that colored glass, melted it into the surface, and now he's using a tool called the block. So we've got various sizes of blocks depending on the amount of glass we're working with. It really is just a block. It's a block of fresh fruit wood, usually cherry. And the cherry has sap in it, and that sap, when it burns, turns to carbon. And that carbon helps keep the glass from sticking as well as the water. That's why we keep them wet. They do burn, but they last surprisingly long. You can see there's kind of steam shooting off of it. As long as you keep it wet, it doesn't burn very quickly. Looks like Jerry's got 2 colors of glass there. It's a fancy plate. So it looks like a white or an ivory maybe, and that olive green. Ivory and white. All right, now he's using, as I always joke, the highly technical tool, the folded wet newspaper. Sometimes I don't wait for a laugh, and I always have to remember it's all about timing. So it's about really, it's like 6 or 7 sheets of newspaper. We prefer the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. The post-dispatch smells and smokes really bad. We're supposed to laugh at that too. It's all right. Next time. So the glass burns that paper pretty well, but it lasts, again, like surprisingly long. Can I show them real quick? Yeah. So you can actually see the layers. Kind of looks like sort of like tree rings, but so that's how it burns through those layers. This is about as close as we can get to touching the glass with our bare hands. We can manipulate it. Like I can kind of use my thumb in a certain spot or certain fingers. Other than that, all the tools are very rigid. God, this is ski. This is the soda. It's like Mountain Dew. That's like, it looks toxic, doesn't it? Oh my God. Is it twice as much caffeine as Mountain Dew? Are you serious? No wonder I'm awake. Yeah. I'm going on 14 hours here. It's no big deal. All right, so cooling that pipe off again.
One more small can.
We're going to add one more layer of glass to make sure there's enough mass to get us a really nice plate. I think what's important about this, we haven't done this before, but what's going to happen is Jeremy's going to make this plate, and then he has to keep it warm, and by warm I mean over 1,000 degrees, while we add all of these food elements to it. Now, if this is something we did every day, that would probably be a fairly efficient process. We would have a plan, we would know how to do it, but we've never done this before. So there's a good chance that my dinner's going to be on the floor, and then we'll have to make a glass dog to eat it, but you guys probably don't want to stay that long. Or we can just keep drinking, as long as you pay. All right. This is how all glass is made. The glasses you use at home. Only if you bought them here. Or if someone with a glass you say no, is the short answer to your question. So commercially made glassware is fascinating. Like I wish I could if I could pull up YouTube, I probably could, and put it on the screen. You can Google how glasses are made, and there's these massive machines that just spit these things out by the thousands. It's fascinating to watch, or at least I think it is. You probably would too. But no, so all of what we're doing is sort of in those processes that the machines use, but it's just very, very different. Okay, so Jeremy's back in the furnace for one more gather of glass. Ethan is working on the turkey leg diligently over here. He actually the bone is actually in another piece of equipment called the garage. He made that part, and the garage literally is a place where we can park the glass. It keeps the glass warm while we're working. It has to stay over 1,000 degrees, or actually probably more like 1,100 degrees. If it doesn't stay that warm, it runs the risk of cracking. It can literally crack itself right off of the blowpipe. We don't want that. Okay. So Jeremy's got a good amount of glass on there. He's going to use that paper pad to kind of smooth everything out. In order to make a nice round symmetrical dinner plate, we have to start with a nice round symmetrical chunk of glass. If you guys are just joining us, we're going to make a dinner plate. We're going to add all the Thanksgiving food to it. The catch is the food is going to be made of glass. So if you're catching up, that's the plan. We've never done this before. We have no idea how this is going to go. Should be fun. All right, so Jeremy's doing some fancy shaping there with that newspaper pad. He's using the extra clear glass that he just added. He's actually creating an indentation in the bottom that would be kind of like a ring foot. He mentioned earlier that he's going to shape this up kind of like you would if you were throwing clay on a wheel. So if anyone's ever tried out their hand at ceramics, this is a pretty good example of what the similarities of that process. He's just pushing and kind of manipulating the glass with his fingers through that newspaper pad. And I bet he needs a little water on that pad. You probably have noticed there's lots of reheating. The glass only stays hot and workable for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And then he's got to go back in and heat it up again. So lots of repetition. You probably also notice there's not a whole lot of a lot of blowing and glass blowing. Lots of shaping, but minimal amounts of blowing. All right, so let's see. Any questions so far? Otherwise, I just keep rambling. Okay. Yeah, why doesn't the heat radiate up that steel blowpipe? The answer is it does, but it does take surprisingly long. So as long as he doesn't get the blowpipe into the oven, that radiant heat does it. So there's like 3 different types of heat. There's convection, conduction, and radiant. The conduction is one of the slowest forms, so it takes a long time for it to travel up through. If he put the pipe into the oven all the way, it would heat up very quickly. So when he gathered the glass, he came out of the furnace and he immediately cooled it off because it was in the furnace. It was in the atmosphere and it was immediately heating it up. All right, so a couple things are happening. He's got a blow hose on there now. So Aline, who's helping him out, had stuck the hose on the end of the blowpipe. And then Jeremy was able to inflate that bubble. It was subtle, but it's quite a bit larger and wider than it was just a moment ago. All right, how's the cranberry sauce looking?
I got some cranberry stuff going.
You're doing an actual,
We'll do a log, and then we'll do 2 more slices.
yeah. So canned cranberry sauce over here, classic.
Yeah.
Other questions while they're shaping and heating? So Jeremy is using a hand torch. One of the challenges with glass is that when you go... I'll let him finish. All right. He's being gentle so I can keep talking. So when he goes into the oven to reheat, everything gets hot. In this case, he really doesn't want to do that. He's got the bottom of the glass shaped up really nicely. He's adding some heat just up to what we call the top of the piece. Eventually that glass is going to be removed from the blowpipe, and the bottom or the base of his plate is the glass that's furthest from him right now. So this is the part that's going to sit on the table. So lots of teamwork. As you can see, there's literally 3 teams of 2 working. You can do glass alone, so you can work solo. It's possible. There are people to make amazingly intricate things alone, but it of course is easier if you have a little help. You need another door there, Aline, or are you okay? Let me get this out of your way. So this piece is getting so large that we actually have to open one of the sets of doors on this oven. 45 on that one? What are you, roasting or something? You don't like that? That doesn't feel good? Oh. You just say when, or because I won't be paying attention. All right, so we're trying to get a really deep heat. Are you going for the jack line here, or what's next? Open? Okay. Easy. So Jeremy's going to cut in what we call the jack line. I was just joking about this earlier today. For 20 years we've been doing this. I've been doing this for 25 years. The tool that he's using are called the jacks. I have no idea why. Joe, do you know why they're called the jacks? Yeah, Joe's been doing this for a long time too. So these are the jacks. We have no idea why these are called jacks, but they are. And so when you make a line with them, you call it the jack line. It's very clever. Really clever people. Glass blowers. So Jeremy's cutting that groove, and you can see it on the overhead camera there. Actually, Brian, if you can switch to camera 3 next time, maybe that one's better, even if it's out of focus. Yeah, that would have been good. So the line is really important. That's where this dinner plate will eventually be broken off of the bowl pipe. Now you're looking at that, you're probably wondering how that's going to be a plate. It doesn't look like a plate. It looks like a bowl, or a bottle, or a vase. But it's getting closer. And if you've watched Blown Away, you might have an idea of how that's going to happen. But the short of it is, we're going to be removing that glass from the blow pipe very soon. All right, let's check in on Ethan's turkey leg over here. It looks huge. Is this one of those, like, Renaissance fair turkey legs, or? Oh, man. That's, yeah, we have a genetically modified turkey leg over here, for sure. Like, huge turkey leg. We're going to need a bigger plate, or we might have to cut the leg in half, not sure. All right, so we got turkey, we got cranberries, we've got mashed potatoes coming, some corn. All right, this is gonna be like that classic Thanksgiving dinner that's really late. All right, how we doing? Punty time? Yeah? Okay, so Aline is taking a solid steel rod into the furnace. She's gathering up a tiny bit of glass. That little bit of glass is going to act like glue to take that rod that she has, got it? Have a little Busch beer. Oh no, that's a camouflage can. That's not Busch beer. We don't normally drink while we work, but whatever, it's 9:15 on a Friday. It's a holiday. Yeah. Thanksgiving dinner, you have to have a drink, right? Yeah. And if he gets hurt, we'll just drag him out to the street. All right, so Aline has got that punty. That's what I do know what punty is all about. Punty is short for pontil, the Roman word for, I don't know, pontil. And they're sticking that right in the center of what will become the bottom of this plate. Okay, so when you're starting out in glass blowing, this is a really precarious thing. Like, if you don't get this just right, usually the piece just falls on the floor. And if you're lucky, it bounces, because it's still 1,000 degrees and it's kind of rubbery. In this case, Jeremy's done this, I don't know, thousands of times. So I'm not worried, and that's usually when it breaks. All right, so a light tap or a hard tap. It's actually so hot that it's stuck, which is hilarious. It's really thick. And one more drop of water. Hold on, Aline, he's coming. All right, here we go. Tink, tink. Oh my God, it's glued to itself. I jinxed it, sorry dudes. Right, exactly. So what happened was most of the glass cracked, but it's so thick that the interior of where it cracked is still molten. So he's literally cutting it off now. Oh my God. Okay. There we go. Hey. Here, can I see that?
Yeah, try not to ever make it that.
I should have glasses on or something because this is not safe. But yeah, so it's like over a ½ an inch thick. You can see the hole in the center. It's very jagged, sharp, and hot. So, but kind of get this. So, oh God, don't let me do that again. I haven't been drinking. Well, a little bit. Okay. All right. So this blowpipe, everybody wants to know, like, what happens to this glass? That's what you're supposed to ask. But you guys are kind of quiet. I don't know what's going on. So that glass will eventually just break itself off in the pipe. But we accelerate the process by putting it in a bucket of water. Holy God, that's a huge, look at that turkey leg. Show the crowd, that's like a 30, 40 pounder, you know? Oh, Lord. Ethan, is that what turkeys look like where you come from? Well, good news, bad news. Turkey leg is done. Bad news, the plate's not done. Yeah, classic Instagram shot. Brings new meaning to like the turkey leg is too hot, right? All right, so Jeremy's got to get this plate opened up, as we say in the glass blowing world. So he's got this kind of closed spherical shaped thing. The next step is to heat that whole thing up, and he's going to spin it out flat, or almost flat, you know, plate-like, right? So he's suiting up with a special Kevlar sleeve. It's not a sock that he brought from home and cut the end off of. It could be, because you can do that too. Socks work. Not as well as Kevlar, but they do work. You don't want to use polyester socks. They melt to your arm. Well, cotton would be okay. All right, Chris, what do you got? A slice of cranberry there? Okay, so Jess has got the classic canned cranberry sauce. Yeah, I mean, like, au naturel would be hard to make, you know? It just look like, well, we could do it.
Log, right?
Cranberry log. How much does that weigh? I'd put that at about 4 pounds a glass. It absolutely feels heavier than that, too. Yeah, it's hot, and it's flopping around, and it's on the end of a 5-foot long pole, and you can only hold that about halfway down the rod. So, yeah, it feels heavier. Okay. Lots of stuff going on. More questions? No? All right, so I asked earlier, has everyone filled out a raffle ticket? Because this thing's getting raffled off. All right, I'll collect them at some point. We're okay. You're still in the running. So, important to note, you don't get to take this home with you tonight. And important to note that it may not even survive, so you may win nothing. But that's the whole point. You didn't really pay for it either. Yeah.
I had a question, actually.
Yeah, question.
Why
Yeah.
do you guys not wear gloves?
Oh, yeah, why do we not wear gloves? Great question. It's super simple. So here's what happens. Let's pretend I'm wearing gloves and I got this hot blowpipe. And I'm working, and if you've ever worn gloves or like an oven mitt, and then like maybe it gets wet, or something like that. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, crap, this glove is so hot that it's burning my hand. Now you have to get that off. That's one reason. Two, it's really hard to be dexterous when you have gloves on. So, I mean, if you haven't, like, we're always using our fingers, like, pretty much any glove that would provide protection would just make that harder. Okay, so here comes the opening. This is really cool. Let's see, Brian, how about camera, I don't know, 4? What's the other one that's like more, yeah, that's a little better. We're still working on this camera stuff. This is all new, thanks to COVID. We had nothing to do, so we like bought stuff. Makes no sense, but we did. We're like, let's build a bar. There's nobody here, so we did. Let's put some cameras up in case people come back, so we did. And you guys are here. You bought drinks, and you're watching stuff on TV and here at the same time. That's pretty good. Okay, so this is going to happen relatively quick, and by that I mean, at some point, Jeremy has no choice but for this to kind of go out flat. The trick here is that if it gets too big, it's not going to fit back in that oven, and I'm a little worried that he's like already made it too big. And given the fact that we have to get all the food on there, that could be a problem. But we'll see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a dinner bowl. Let's see if we can flatten that out. He's going for it.
Well, I can't make it too.
I know, it's too big. Jeremy's one of those people, his eyes are bigger than his stomach kind of thing, or whatever the saying is, right? Hey, like I said, we haven't done this before, so, you know, we're just rolling with this. All right, so this is going to be like that, like, dinner bowl of Thanksgiving stuff. I agree. I'm not complaining. Neither will the possible lucky winner of this thing. Man, can you imagine if you win this? Like, It's going to be fantastic. Take this home to the family, show it to them. You're going to be like, look what I got. It's kind of like that in the Christmas Story movie, the leg lamp, you know? Like, you're going to be really proud, and everyone's going to be like, that's gross. Like, what is that? That's right.
I mean, probably should start assembling, right?
Yeah, we're ready to start assembling. So any components that are ready, let's get them going. And then any components we haven't made, we better hurry up and start making them. So, like I said, we haven't planned this, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to collect the raffle tickets soon. We have about 12 minutes to go. We'll see if we even make it that long. We may have to call this winner sooner. Any of you go up and down the street tonight, go to Maid or the Magic House or Craft Alliance? A couple of nods? Maybe, sort of? Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Chris, what are you working on? All right, Chris is starting the mashed potatoes. Excellent. It's important not to put the mashed potatoes on too quickly. They get cold. Gravy, all right, perfect. So we got the turkey leg, the mashed potatoes, the cranberries, the gravy, some corn. I mean, that's probably going to fill the plate up. I don't know that we need to go too crazy. Other questions about actual glass blowing, since I'm kind of ignoring that and making silly jokes? No? Okay. Thank you. So we've been here for 19 years. Next year we'll be celebrating our big 20th anniversary in October. We've been doing the third Friday every month except for literally COVID months, and then one ice storm one year we weren't here. Otherwise we've been doing this, we've done it hundreds of times, quite literally. All right, so they're using some glass as glue. So a big blob of glass was stuck in there. Now they're going to try to figure out how the heck to get this turkey leg in there. Is anybody taking video of this or photos? Because this is crazy. It's so awesome. Good, beautiful job. All right, we're having turkey. So this is going to get harder and harder for Jeremy. This is going to get heavier. It's going to get more off-center and out of balance. That's why he put he's being sarcastic. That is actually quite heavy. So he's going to have a real challenge here. I think your mom wants the yellow corn-colored stuff. Okay. All right. Not yet. The good news is the mashed potatoes is going to be easy. The cranberry sauce is practically done, I think. All right, here we go. This is some excellent coordination and teamwork. Everyone here works together a little bit sometimes. None of these people have worked together a lot. And none of us have, as I said, made a dinner plate full of food, much less food. Hell, most of us probably can't make real food. All right. Elliot, you're making me really nervous. I mean, I know your mom's right there, but you seem to be in the way every time. I think you might want to watch it. Yeah, maybe this chair over there. Yeah, you're making me nervous for sure. All right, so Eileen's got another bit here. We call extra little bits of glass, we call them bits. Again, super clever with our terminology. Okay, so Jeremy's cutting through it with a pair of shears, trying to get just enough that don't work. Do you want a better pair?
Yes, please.
Yeah, do you? Okay. Let's see, who am I going to steal those from? Probably these. Whoa, cranberry sauce on. Okay, swap out some tools. Okay, it's getting a little frantic, which is good. It's always fun. Let's see. We probably need to figure out what a needle this is going in. That would be good. Guessing it's going over here. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I haven't talked about this yet. So, here's the good news. This won't be nearly as ugly when it's cool as it is right now. Right now, you're eating all the same color food. So when the glass is hot, the colored glass looks kind of orange or red or kind of dirty brown. The true colors that are in there won't come out until it's fully cooled. I think it was just a slice of the cranberries, maybe? So we had like the whole log, because don't you eat the whole can? I do. And then a slice in addition. Chris is over here on the right-hand side. He's got the mashed potatoes, which looks more like a big marshmallow. But that's all right, you know. That's for the sweet potatoes. It's going to look better with the gravy, says the chef. Oh, yeah. So this was Jeremy's idea. He hatched this plan a couple weeks ago. I thought it was brilliant, especially because he was going to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm getting pictures? Oh, sweet. Thanks. Yeah, if you guys are taking photos, drop them on social media for us. Tag us. Hashtag STLGlass. That would be awesome. We love that. I don't know, we might even give somebody a free ornament if you post a great photo or something. Just saying. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, the turkey leg's hilarious. Let me take my own photos while I'm talking about it, actually. Oh yeah, photos are coming in hot. Get a good working shot there, beautiful. Okay, so the trick is keeping, like I said, keeping this glass, it has to stay warm. He could just sit there and wait, and then it would just fall on the floor and crack. So instead, he's got to go back, heat it up every time. And he's getting tired. You know, he's also been awake for probably 12, 14 hours. That bush beer is starting to set in. He's going to need another one soon. Okay, Jess is making the gravy, I think, right? Oh, you're making corn. Corn. Jess has got the corn. Is that corn on the cob? Yeah, this is classic Thanksgiving if I've ever seen it. Full cans of cranberries, corn on the cob. Here comes the mashed potatoes. You guys all have corn on the cob for Thanksgiving, right? All right. It's getting really warm in here. Okay, here comes another bit. You need help, Chris? Can I do something? Oh, good. They're going for it. Okay, here comes the mashed potatoes. They're going to try to stick them on with a pair of all things, kitchen tongs. Seriously, those are just tongs. We've wrapped some Kevlar around the tips. All right, mashed potatoes and gravy on. Look at that. Okay. All right, we're right on schedule. It's 9:27. So we're going to get the corn on the plate. We're going to try to get this thing into the oven. Then we're going to draw this raffle winner. One of you may get this amazing dinner plate. First ever. Probably an annual project. We'll probably do this every year now. So I'm going to go collect the raffle tickets from the front desk. I'm going to collect all of yours. We're going to figure out a way to draw this lucky winner. I'll be right back. Hi, guys. How's it going out here? On the other side. All right. Oh, man, the raffle tickets are coming in hot and heavy now. Last minute additions. Look at all of them. The turkey, I mean, if you haven't seen the turkey leg. All right, guys. One more? Well, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. I said, well, it is, technically it's too late. It is 9:31. All submissions need to be in for the raffle. Here we go. All right, any more tickets in here? We got a couple. Oh, well up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry, I'm gonna throw these all on the floor and mix them around. All right, anybody else? If you don't have a blank one, you can have one right now. It's not too late. Yeah? All I need is your name, so I can call it when I pull it out. Can somebody pass this to her? Grab one right behind you. Can you guys pass that back to her if you don't mind? Pen? She's right back there. All right. We should have started some clever ceremonial way of selecting the raffle ticket. Maybe burning them all and seeing which one survives or something. Dump it out is going to be what it is. It's not going to be that exciting. But I am going to fold all of these up so that I don't know which one of them is you guys. Then I'll make somebody else pick. This will be very official.
Well, I don't think the ones on the bottom have a
I'm dumping them out. I'm dumping them out. You shouldn't have said that, though. You're on top. Oh, all right. How are we doing, guys? Getting close? What's that? Yeah. I mean, what if they all burn up? It would really just be the best ink that wins. All right. That's quite a few. So supposedly you guys were all supposed to have gone to all 3 locations, but I just broke the rules, so don't tell. We're just having a good time. It's okay. All right. So we got corn over here, yeah? I lost track of all the food. Not very good at plating. I would not be a good expediter. Okay. It's pretty hot in there. We'll be fine. What do you think?
All right.
Yeah. I mean, first time.
Yeah, no, I mean, considering we haven't practiced or...
No practice, no plan at all. Jeremy's had a couple of beers.
Yeah, so have I.
So, okay, all right. Oh. Okay. One more heat? 2 more heats? What's the lead working on over there? Do we know?
No.
Just another bit, maybe?
Bring in the bits.
Okay. All right, one more glue bit. Ethan, what do you have? What is it? An apple? Nice. Yeah, a little fruit would be nice on the plate. Yeah, we'll stick an apple on, we'll call it a day. Or a night. Any other questions while we're wrapping this dinner party up? No? You guys are good? So a couple months ago we started these kind of wacky demonstrations. I think everyone here had gotten tired of just making a bowl. It's fun to watch once or twice and make once or twice. But we've been doing some crazy stuff every month. Nice job, guys. Okay, we have turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, corn. Oh, gravy. Don't forget the gravy, Doug. And an apple. Or a Brussels sprout, maybe. A giant Brussels sprout. Or a pear. Is it red? No, I think we're going to call it. Everybody's tired. They want to go home. A couple more? Yeah, thank you. Grapes. Next year. Grapes, grapes, grapes. Okay. No? It turns out the apple was rotten, so we threw it out. All right, are we ready to take this thing off? So the trick here is getting it off of the punty and into the oven. So we're going to make our way kind of around all that stuff over there. You guys should be okay, but yeah, just in case. So everything has to be cooled slowly. Everything we make takes basically overnight to cool. So when we take it off of that, it'll be 1,000 degrees-ish. And it'll take overnight for it to come down to room temp. Tomorrow, it'll come out of the oven and we'll know if it survived in one piece. Don't get any closer. That is a hot plate. All right, we're going to really clap when it's done and it's in the oven. But one more heat. It's not over till it's in there. Now, if you end up winning and we find out it's cracked, we'll give you some complimentary ornaments or something, just to make you feel like you really won. And if you don't win, you're out of luck. All right, here we go. So last heat. He's going to put a little bit of water. He's heading all the way over there. So Chris has got a pair of Kevlar gloves. And they're not really doing magic back there, but they just had to go back there to break it off. There's a special torch over there. He needs some, oh God, this is classic. Everybody wants to help. So he's putting a little bit of water where it's connected. It's really not like a magic trick. We usually have that area, that stand out here where you can see it, but we had to move everything around. Okay, so you're gonna hear a dink dink, and then it's gonna hopefully come off. Oh, beautiful. That very quiet sound is a good sound. So a little bit of torching where it broke off to smooth it out. And don't worry if you don't win, we'll have photos of this and you'll get to see it later. Maybe we should have you come by and take a look at it. There it goes. Okay, huge round of applause for the whole team. All right, so last chance, no more raffle tickets. Okay, here we go. So there's no other way to do this. We got to get them all accessible.
You know, like drop glass and see which one the glass. Yeah.
We're going to stir them up a little bit, right? Elliot, yeah, take care of it, Elliot. Mix them up.
It's the last one to not burn.
You guys, everyone really wants to light these on fire. I mean, sure, let's light them on fire and then we'll just pull one out. I mean, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it with hot glass, though. So let's get some glass and drip it on there. No, it's fine. I think this is a fair way to do it. Somebody gonna gather something? Yeah? Yeah, make the guy that did all the work do it. That's fine. Yeah, let's burn them. Let's see what happens. I do see a lot of stamps. Thank you all for attending so many of our Delmar Makers District things. Craft Alliance, Made, Third Degree, the Magic House. Another gather.
How do you know
How do we know what?
which one is the winner?
Well, we're gonna light them on fire. We're just gonna pull one out.
Oh, while it's flaming.
There's no point to this. Like, this is not a scientific process, or no, we'll barehand it. Yeah, good. So this is good. So one of you is losing right now for sure. But that's the whole point, right? Because only one of you is going to win anyway. So I'll just try to burn most of them. It's fine. So take a wild guess. Like, do you think any of us got in trouble as kids for playing with fire? Like, maybe?
Which one's it going to be?
This is good. This is good. All right. No, I still see some in here that haven't been touched. Okay. This is called improv. You know. All right. I think this is going to be the winner.
It's going to be the one written right here.
Nope, can't read that one. I'm serious. I couldn't read it. Hold on. There's at least a couple left. Oh, don't be so dramatic.
Oh, it has to be a little on fire. It has to be a little on fire, or else it doesn't count.
I can't read that. Can you read it? I had bad eyesight. How about the phone number? 469-4050.
50. We gotta move.
Should we text this person? Okay, I got another one. Lillian Gardner? Lillian Gardner. Lillian! Good thing we couldn't read the first one. Congratulations. Dinner plate it is. All right, now let's destroy the rest of those by sweeping them up. Well, congratulations. Thank you all for coming tonight. So, I always say this, and I'm going to say it again tonight. So, this is a for-profit institution. It is not a nonprofit. None of your tax dollars paid for this tonight. The only thing that's paying for this is the drinks that you're buying. So please buy a drink and buy some glass. I was getting to that. The art is all made by these people. Their work is in the gallery. You can find them by name. Jess, Elaine, Jeremy, Ethan. Jeff's work's not out there. Joe just joined us tonight. Chris is out there. So please come back. If you need gifts, you need something special, please come and buy their work, because then they get to make more work. All right? So we'll see you next month. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, we should put it out, I guess. All right. Congrats. We'll get that over to you hopefully next week. Super exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
We were concerned about you, Doug.
Me? Why?
You're fully on fire.
Oh, this is nothing.
Oh, man. Awesome.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were yelling